All right. Well, so I didn't really have anything planned for today, so it's gonna be kind of a boring one. I was just gonna talk a little bit about the release. So we had the 114.5 release yesterday. Um, so it's mainly just a bug fix release. There's not a whole lot of big new stuff in there. There's some nice bug fixes in there, but it's nothing, no like big features or anything like that. Then what's coming up? I have not firmly decided on the dates and whether 114.6 is going to exist. So if we're looking on this calendar here, it says that in March we'll have a 114.6 release and we will have a 116 release at the same time. Now, I would prefer to get the 116 release out earlier than March, and so I'm going to shoot for that. I'm leaving it on here because I know the as March because I know the holidays will get in the way of a lot of things, and so and the supercomputing, there's a lot of stuff going on. So we may not get all the things that we hope to get into 116 until a little bit later in the year, or early next year. Um, the 114.6 release, I'm going to leave it on here. I will have a release if there are compelling enough things to put into there, but I would prefer to not have that release unless somebody is desperate for it. And the reason for this is because 116 is designed to be an easy upgrade from 114. We're really not changing a whole lot. There's a few minor API changes that shouldn't really affect you. Just tiny stuff like in Windows, off T is now HD off T. So there's a 64-bit type that's used for one API call. So two really. But so it's an H5 set external call. So anyway, but I prefer to we're just releasing this that we can do complex numbers and not have earlier versions of 114 be sad that one later versions of 114 had complex number stuff in them. So it's really designed to just be that and not a whole lot of extra changes. I've been resisting putting stuff in that would change the BFD struct or the vol struct or any API calls in a major way that would cause people to have to really update their software. So that's what's coming up. That's basically the only stuff that I think I have now. One of the things I want to work on this month is I mentioned this before that I want to rip off Python's PEP process and rename it HEP. That's all Creative Commons and stuff, so you can in public domain, so you can just use it and use that to basically govern HDF5 changes to the library. So when somebody wants to have something instead of an RFC, there'll be an HEP, and that'll be, I think, a nice way to kind of centralize all the changes because there'll be a bunch of stuff that's going to be coming. And it'd be nice to have a central place to discuss this and update things as stuff goes on. And also, too, to just have some basic governance documentation for everybody to see because there's a lot more people who are working in the library now, and we want to make it a more open process so that if you want to know how do I do a thing in the library, there should be an HEP for it. So I'm hoping to get that set up this month, maybe November, we'll see, and use that going forward. I think that's the most important stuff I have.
Yeah, I think that's going to help the overall guidance of the project. Really give people a voice to, contribute ideas, even if they don't have code. So I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, I think it's just, HDF5 has spent so much time as, in the cathedral mode. And even the people who are really contributing a lot now are people who have worked with us for a long time. And so it'd be nice to have it to lower that barrier to entry for people. I mean, I'm under no illusion that somebody's going to show up and like do a whole bunch of deep coding or anything like that. But for people who would like to noodle around the library and do some stuff, it should be a little more open.
I talked to you today about maybe adding a discourse server that could open that up a little more too. But
yeah, I saw that. I'm not I don't know that much about how all that stuff is run on their stuff, I'll know more as the month goes on. But yeah, I want it to be nice and to be approachable, and so yeah, so we can.
Well,
And
like I
we have
say, I
Discourse
mentioned that
for,
just because it's also related to the PEP process for Python, and it might jive nicely with their PEPs.
but we already have it at Discourse. I mean, that's how the forum runs, right? That's Discourse.
It is?
Yeah. Forum is Discourse. So, if we can bogart that, that'd be nice.
Well, there's discourse and wait, Discord, what's the other one? It's more synchronous, it's more chat and less. Is that what you're talking?
No, the software is Discourse, right?
Our forum is on discourse. I think Quincy's asking about Discord. It's another group
No,
chat.
I know what that is, and I didn't know it was already on the package I was suggesting, so. Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, we could just use that potentially. And I don't know how it works. We'll have to see, like,
Yeah.
you have to partition it off. But yeah, we already have. I don't think that I think we host it. I think. I don't think we have that in the cloud, or maybe it's inside. I don't think I don't think we subscribe to it.
Okay.
Right.
Now let's see. What are some other things that are coming down? I don't want to promise too much. I mean, one of the things that I do also want to get out before Christmas is I think one of the things that will help with 116 is we really need a migration guide. There's still a lot of people out there that are on 1.8, and so it'd be nice to have a stepwise migration guide so that you can look at where you are, and then for going from 1.8 to 1.10, here's the changes that were made, here's the new features, here's how you change your API, and so that way if you're going from one version to a higher version, you just kind of follow the instructions and see how to modify your code, make it really easy so that people can be like, okay, I just need to grep around and see if I have these API calls and then modify them in this way. Just a real easy how-to guide. But I think that otherwise, going through all the release notes and stuff like that, it's too hard for people. I think what a lot of people do is they decide, okay, well, I'm gonna link against it and let's see if it works. And that doesn't work.
Exactly.
It's sad. So it'd be nice to have something that was that could kind of skim, that was the simple, easy to follow document that would explain it. Because there's a lot of features in the library, right, that help people with compatibility. And so, we should have a little chapter in there about how you can compile the library to expose a certain API, and how the macros work and stuff. And not in a deep level that where it's not for maintainers. It's just really be for people who are maintaining their own software. I think that would be a really handy thing. We've talked with NASA about doing that because they're really keen on it. So I'm hoping to get that before the 116 release. It's weird that my mug is like, it's not green, right? But it doesn't. My shirt's green. That's fine. But the mug, very strange. Any questions? We only have one outside person here, really. Do you have any questions?
Off topic. Were you at the Bolivian salt flats, or is that a canned picture?
No, this is from Utah. This is Bonneville salt flats. So
Okay,
yes.
it looks like the Bolivian one. So
That'd be fun, but we didn't go that far. We're driving across Utah, my son and I.
okay.
I did not know that these patterns reform. That every time it rains, it all washes out, and then as the salt dries, it crackles in exactly this pattern. It's pretty neat.
Wow.
So you don't have to feel bad that you're like stepping on stuff that's been like that way for like 1,000 years, right? Because it's been that way for like a month.
Wow.
Like if you go to Yellowstone, you step on some of those formations out there, like that took a long time to make.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Anything
I
else?
think the migration guide would be really good. I've seen people that do try to upgrade and then they see the different APIs and don't see the macros, and so they hardwire in various things and it gets to be really ugly. But a migration guide would definitely help.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be nice to get that into the docs and point at it. And
Hey, Greg, did you figure out or follow up on the CDF compression in parallel?
No, I haven't had a chance yet, so. It's gonna be a busy fall too, or I will be gone quite a bit on vacation, so I may not getting work done until January, so.
Not a bad
Okay,
thing.
well, if there's nothing else, then we can adjourn, and maybe the next time I'm here I'll have some HEP stuff to show. We'll see. Be cool. Even if it was embryonic, it'd be nice to show kind of like what it looks like. I just have to go through. There's a lot of renaming. You go through and like change everything and get rid of the stuff that we don't necessarily need. Cool. All right. I'll see you guys in a month, well, or next week if you come next week.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All.